Hi, greetings everybody, and welcome to TFT Tarot for today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And this is me, Oberon, and I'm going to do an unboxing and flip through of a new tarot deck I have, the Incubus Tarot. That's the book from it. It's by Lo Scarabeo, and the artist is David Furno, Furno, and of course the cards are written by Charles Harrington, who's done a number of card decks for Lo Scarabeo or Llewellyn, the recent Tarot of the Vampires, as well as others. I think he does the Murder of the Crows Tarot. So, just in case you didn't know, Lo Scarabeo seems to be kind of a, I guess you would call it a Bohemian or European offshoot or auxiliary of Llewellyn. And over 20 some years, I have bought a number of decks, as has Banshee, from them. They're very beautiful, and they generally follow Arthur Waite, the Rider Waite guidelines or interpretations, but not always. And they're really quality decks. I noticed that the box on this one is a more firmer, open up, box. They used to have more of the regular, flip it open, and those cardboard kinds of wears away over time. But this is a pretty quality production here. Now, one thing I am noting in looking at the deck, I've done my own minor flip through, is that the major arcana is especially cool. It just has a really good interpretations of the major arcana for the deck. The minor suits, the other suits, are not bad. They tend to be not quite as exquisite, but they do tell the story that most of the Rider-Waite decks kind of tell. So we're going to go through it, though. It's just a general observation I wanted to make. Alrighty. So I'll just move the booklet out of the way there. So our first card is, of course, the Fool. Kind of looks like a vampire fool. The Magician. And, it's a sense of alien or demonic, kind of feeling there. And of course, that would be the incubus. If you don't know, incubus or succubus are a particular type of demon in demonology. They may be more erotic, sexual kind of beings who maybe prey on humankind or satisfy humankind. Hey, it's a wacky world. The High Priestess, the Empress, and of course, a lot of times the Empress is Mother Earth, so this is sort of like dark Mother Earth. The Emperor, I like this one because the figure almost could be a woman, maybe. I'm not sure. Let me put the bigger camera on it. Why not, Let's leave the bigger camera on. You don't need to see my sorry face. So here's the Hierophant, and of course it's a dark Pope. The Lovers, it's almost like they're growing into her from the tree. The Chariot. Strength. And another thing about this deck is, in some respects, it reminds me just a little bit of another Lo Scarabeo, the Secrets Tarot. The rich but darker colors. Oh, look at me, I'm all glowy there. I know why, though. At any rate, They're reminiscent of that, though the art quality isn't exactly the same. To some degree, I was thinking, oh, this artist, I know this artist from Los Scarabeo, but I think this is their first deck. I thought this might have been the artist for the Dark Grimoire deck. So back, and it's the Hermit. Baleful full moon behind them. And the Wheel of Fortune. And it has that dark Egyptian presence, I guess you would say. Justice. Like all their decks, they seem like they're pretty good to shuffle right out of the box. There's no stiffness or things that sort of make them hard to count or place. The Hanged Man. It's a kind of interesting image too, in a way. Very dark. And Death. Temperance. And the Devil. And of course, in the Lover's card, it was sort of a darkness with the human figures coming from the tree. And in the Devil, it's sort of a brilliant light that is shocking or changing things. It's a perspective, I suppose. Here's the Tower. And doesn't it kind of look more like the Tower of Babel than you've ever noticed before in a tarot? Maybe, I don't know. The Star. This one I really like because it's on the cover of the box. The Moon. Banshee saw this too and she said, that is cool. And of course, the Moon can be one of the most interesting cards in any interpretation of the tarot. The Sun. I didn't want to say anything because, of course, the Sun is always supposed to be a good card, even in the Incubus Tarot. Judgment. A darker version of Judgment. So this definitely could appeal more to people maybe who have that sense of ceremonial, white and black, kind of view of the world, New Age or not, could be. And then I like the World, and I didn't know, it's like a crack in the world with something on the other side looking through. We can speculate. So now we move on to the other suits of the tarot, starting with the Cups, and it's the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, a Toast. I like that the two different sets of hands. The Three of Cups. The Four of Cups. I like it because, in the traditional tarot, the Four of Cups has his hand offering to somebody. In this one, they're sort of behind him. They may not really see that. And that kind of catches an emphasis of the idea of the card, the idea that maybe you're a little bit overwhelmed or don't realize all the choices or options you may have. It's a way of looking at it, of course. Here's the Five of Cups. And online, a number of us have been speculating about decks that don't show the cups spilled or do, but either way, usually the imagery on the cards kind of tells the tale. There still is a sense of some loss here, something we don't have anymore, we are been separated from. You see the dark castle looming in the back. Okay, Six of Cups. Not quite as evil looking, but not as bright either. The Seven of Cups. Them's a lot of cups to think about. And this is one of my favorite cards for certain reasons. The Eight of Cups, I guess I have felt there have been a number of times in my life where I really did feel like I just wasn't in control of myself. But like the card suggests, maybe it was an illusion. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Cups is more... I'm sorry, I'm totally wrong there. The Eight of... I like this card too, of course, but the Eight of Swords sort of speaks to me on that level. We'll get to that in a little bit. The Eight of Cups, of course, does sort of talk about, you know, how we move on towards where we see the light pulling us. The Nine of Cups is our venerable wish card in most decks. And of course, what does this incubus wish for? Ten of Cups. Again, an attempt at a happier, unconditional love. How do incubus people feel that? I do not know. So now, the Page of Cups. That's kind of brilliant. And I like this sort of nearly grayscale, kind of like a really dark bluish purple tone to the cards, or the suit. Here's the Knight of Cups. The Queen of Cups. And the King of Cups. Okay, now we move on to the Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. This is another card that some of us have been talking about online in a way. And I like it, the sense of a mastery that you can have over your elements. The Three of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles. There's the Five of Pentacles, and this one's kind of chilling in a way too. It almost reminds me of a scene from a silent movie, like the Phantom of the Opera, the original one, you know. I don't know why, I just sort of get that from the tall figure and the hat. The Six of Pentacles. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. Onward, slow soldier. The Queen of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles. So most of the symbology that you expect from a Rider-Waite style deck is obviously here. The darker tones add a little feel to the cards for the sake of the concept of the deck. I don't know if it was necessary, but it's okay. It doesn't find it too dark to not, you know, see what they're talking about here. Let's move on to the Wands. So here's the Ace of Wands. The Two of Wands. The Three of Wands. Waiting for that dark opportunity. The Four of Wands, the dark harvest home. And of course, I keep saying dark a lot, but you know, when you get to demons, daemon, they're just spirits. I mean, the original concept of the daemon from the Romans or the Greeks or whoever were actually about spirit beings. They were like energies or forces. So let's not knock on them too much for the darkness here, but it is easier for people to relate to them this way, perhaps. The Five of Wands. The Six of Wands. And the Seven. the 8 of Wands. That's very typical of Rider-Waite. The 9 of Wands. The 10 of Wands. And in a lot of these, we see the person walking sideways or by in a way. We don't usually see them walking away. So maybe there's an idea that, of course, one or two things that we should try to walk away from the things that burden us, or maybe that we are walking towards sharing those burdens somehow, relieving them in a way. I don't know. Our final set then, whoops, I didn't finish the court cards. The Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and wait for it, it's the Queen of Wands with something that may be a cat there. It looks like a kind of skinned cat. Well, she is supposed to be the easiestly led to cruelty, perhaps, the Queen of Wands. I'm sorry, I'm dumping on people that like her. The King of Wands. And now the Swords. There's a slight ruddyish color here, maybe just slight. It's dark like all the suits are. It's sort of reddish. That too is reminiscent of the deeper red tones I found in the Secrets Tarot. So bravo to the colorist, I suppose. The Two of Swords, the Three of Swords. I like this because, of course, the hilts of the swords are all different. It's kind of a cool image there. And the Four of Swords, oh dear. The Five of Swords. Well, that's what we expect from our Five of Swords. The Six of Swords, a dark journey, hopefully towards something brighter. The Seven of Swords, no one will notice if I take all of these. And of course, one of my favorite cards, the Eight of Swords, and this one does not disappoint, because although the person may feel like they're held, they're transfixed there, their image carries a lot of power. That maybe this is saying some of us allow ourselves to be limited, and then at some point we don't allow it anymore. And so is this where you reach that point? Who knows? Nine of Swords, very typical of the Rider-Waite. And of course, we expect that from the Ten of Swords too. It's a bit grisly. The Page of Swords. Well, you know, a lot of times I think of the Page of Swords like a graceful dancer, but this one looks like they would stomp over you if you asked them to dance. I'm just going to have to say that. The Knight of Swords seems courageous enough. The Queen of Swords, and she has her own little animal at her feet, only it looks like a snake. And then our last card, the King of Swords, complete with his throne of skulls. So that was it. And it's a really cool deck. I like it. I may start using it almost immediately. It came out in July of this year. And I know some people were really talking about it like they couldn't wait for it. It overall does not disappoint. So that is the end of this unboxing and flip through. Thank you for watching. Please give it a like, and don't forget to watch and comment, etc. on our other programs. Take care.